he became?
I don't think so.
Okay, good.
Hey, y'all.
Today's real life moment is I have my son with me today.
We got
So
my Pootie on the podcast. His
I
sound
think
effects,
you can hear him.
his sound
Oh,
effects in the podcast.
he's out of the tub. He's out. He crawled out. He climbed out very easily, actually.
Okay.
So
Well, this might
we're
be an
gonna.
abbreviated episode because we had a Pootie. A Pootie, but my grandbaby. Hey, y'all.
Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome to another episode of the Real Life Podcast.
Real life. Not just real estate and life insurance, but real life.
Yes, I am. That's not how I say that. My name is Ariyan Johnson. I'm a licensed life and health producer based in the state of Maryland, also serving New Jersey and Tennessee.
I am Shanita Johnson, licensed real estate broker in the great state of Tennessee and licensed also in Mississippi, specifically serving the Memphis Metro. Welcome.
Yes, if y'all see me looking down, it's my son's down here.
Okay.
Or if he kicks the camera, I'm so sorry. But anyway, how y'all doing today? We got something. We have the part two
Part
to
2.
last episode. If you saw our last episode, we did a little bit of a life example of what it would look like to get a life insurance policy. My mother played Miss Linda Morris. It was a very easy sale. I wish they all went that easily. I didn't really have to do too much. She was just like, "Yeah, I'll take it."
But did
But
you
this
but
week
did you get my quote though? Did you get my good quote?
we got her a really good quote, and then she went on ahead and put in her application.
Cool.
So it was a pretty easy sell. But this week we're doing on the other side, doing the real estate side, where I'm gonna play the client, and I'm not gonna be easy
Okay.
because I was born difficult.
Literally. 12 hours of labor, 2 hours of pushing. And she was sunny side up.
And to what?
Sunny side up.
Oops. Well, it came back to me because I was 36 hours in a C-section.
That's called exceedingly abundantly above.
Anyway, so let me put him back in the tub and then we're gonna get this together.
All right, y'all. So as she mentioned, and as she's putting my sweet little poodle grandson away, not put him away, but put him in his playpen so we can record, so we can finish the podcast. We're gonna go walk through what I would do, basically a discovery call or consult when someone reaches out and says, "Hey, I want to buy a house. What do I need to do?" So that's what we're going to walk through today. And the purpose of the discovery call, is which I call it, is to understand what's the motivation for wanting to purchase a home, where exactly the person is in the process, and then where they are in life. And all of those, answering those questions, I don't ask them directly, but answering those questions, once I get that information, that helps me to not only determine, our next move, but who my potential partners can be. I have several mortgage professionals, banks that I work with. I don't just have one partner, loan officer or bank that I work with. I have several, and they all play a different role depending on what my client needs. So that's the first initial, what I'm listening for when we do the initial discovery call. So I'm ready, Ariyan. So Ariyan, and my grandbaby is Ari. My poodle baby. My poodle baby.
I do want to preface that although we both have like informational consult type calls with our clients first. The process for real estate is a lot more in depth. There's a lot more to it than it is for life insurance. So with me, whereas I can do a consultation, put an application in, do most of the work within one session. I can, don't typically, but it's very possible. With real estate, there's several meetings, a lot of phone calls, a lot of emails. So what you're going to see is just that beginning.
The discovery call.
Yeah.
Because we need to discover where you are. And I probably need to put my glasses on, so
The glare not going to bother you today?
it might.
It's bothering me.
If I don't look at let me see. If I don't look at myself, it won't bother me. So maybe if I look at you or look at the camera, it won't bother me. Okay. I'm ready.
All right.
Let's go.
Hi there. I saw a flyer that came in my mail or something like that. I'm just calling to see what kind of my options are. I've been renting for the past like 5 years. It's just me and my son. I work in corporate America. I'm just trying to figure out what I could do.
So you said you got a flyer in the mail. So thank you for actually reading. So when you say you've been renting for a while, what's a while?
I've been renting for as soon as I got out of college, so about 3 or 4 years.
Okay. And then how much is your current rent right now?
Right now I pay $2,000.
2,000. Okay, side note, you are not in the center of this camp. Okay, there you go. Because we got to make sure it's right.
I have movement down here.
4 sticks. Okay. So your current rent is $2,000. So that includes your rent. Any do you have any parking fees or anything like that? Does that include your utilities, or is just everything's included $2,000?
The 2,000 only includes our water. My utility, my light and gas bill is separate, and we don't have parking fees. And I also don't have a car, so I wouldn't have to worry about that anyway.
Okay, cool. And how long have you been on your job?
I've been with this company for 5 years.
Okay, you've been there 5 years. And about how much do you make a year?
About 80,000.
Okay. And then do you have any other income?
I have a small little side hustle. I crochet and sell pieces through that. I only make about on a good month about $1,000 a month.
Okay. And how long you been doing that?
I've been doing that since college. So if I've been out for about 3, 4 years, about 7 or 8 years.
Okay. And every month you make about $1,000. Is that what you're
Roughly
saying?
about 1,000, yeah.
Okay. Okay. So you may be able to include that income. So I'll just write that down. Okay. Do you know, again, you're not in the center. Okay. Do you know what your credit score is?
My credit, I do know, because I watched one of your videos and told me I needed to know that. I was watching this real cool podcast and told me I needed to know my credit score. So my credit score right now is 701.
701. Now, is that on, what are you using to monitor your credit score?
I just checked on Experian and I got the free version. It just says 701.
Okay. Okay. Do you know what any of the other ones are, or?
I don't know.
Okay. Okay. That's fine. And so where you're currently renting, is that an area you want to stay in, or are you looking to move to a completely different area?
I'm okay with this area because my job is really, really close and my son's daycare is also really close. Like everything I need is right here, so I like the area.
Okay, so you want to stay where you currently are. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever applied for a mortgage loan before?
No,
Okay.
I haven't. My sister did, but I wasn't. She only told me bits and pieces, and then it was a lot of work, and I stopped listening really quick.
Okay. Okay. And so do you have any money saved? I know you said you've been on your job for about 5 years. Do you have any money saved?
Right now, I have about 3,000 saved
Okay.
across 2 different accounts.
Okay. All right. So it sounds like Oh, one more thing I want to ask you. Are you currently on a lease? And if you are, when does your lease expire?
I am on a lease, and my lease expires in December. It's currently February.
Okay. And so are you wanting to move before your lease expires, or you need some more time after that?
Um, I kind of want to do it beforehand because my landlord said that I could sublet it if I leave beforehand.
Okay.
So I kind of want to leave like within like the next 6 months.
Okay. Okay. So you have a time frame. Okay, cool. All right. So just based on what you've shared, the next thing I want to do is connect you with one of my lender partners to see exactly where you are in your where you are financially and what potential loan you could qualify for, and if there's any down payment assistance programs you may qualify for. But just listening to what you just shared, you can pretty much, since you're not a veteran, correct?
No, I'm not a vet.
Okay. So
Oh,
the
hold on. He pulled out my light.
so as she does that, as you oh, I lost my thought. Boy, I lost my thought. Oh, so just based on what you've shared, there are two types of loans that you could potentially qualify for, and that's the FHA loan, which is a government-backed loan that has a 3.5% down payment requirement. And then the other type of loan is the conventional loan, which has a down payment as low as 3%, but some lenders also have 100% loans, just depending on your debt to income ratios, how much debt you have, where your credit score is, and all of that. So just based on that, it sounds like you have some options if you don't have any other debt, because it sounds like you don't have a car note. Your credit score seems to be in a good range. So yeah, so the next step is just to get you connected with a lender partner. And what my lender partner is going to ask you for is your last 2 years of your tax returns, your last 30 days of pay stubs, the last 30 days of your last bank statement from past 30 days, and then of course your ID to make sure you are who you say you are. So that's about it. Are you ready to move forward, or do you have any questions?
What does the lender check everything? Like, what do they check?
Absolutely. So they check everything. They check all of your finances, right? Because they check to make sure that the reason they ask for your bank statement is, and your pay stubs, they have to make sure that what your pay stub says is what your bank statement shows. So you said you make 80,000, they're gonna look at that. So what is that? A month. 80,000. Hold on, I gotta do some math.
12 goes in the 80.
So 80,000, they're gonna look for, if you make 80,000, they're gonna look for a $6,000 pay stub and a $6,000 deposit on your bank statement to make sure that matches. They're also gonna look for, on your bank statement, they're looking for things like overdraft fees, things like Klarna, Afterpay, things like that, where you're spending your money. If you have any debts that you didn't mention, if you have any IRS debt, if you have any student loans or anything like that, they're just verifying that your income matches what you said.
Okay.
And then once you get once you get the approval that, okay, you can qualify for this much house, then you get a letter, and you find a house that you like. They're going to go into more depth into your financial history. So it's going to be a deep dive. They're probably going to ask you for your bank statement again. They're probably going to ask you for your pay stubs again. They're going to check deeper into any of the debt that you have. If you said you have a side business where you have $1,000 income a month, they're going to verify that. So they're just making sure that everything that you tell them, everything, all the documents that you submit, because they want to guarantee that you're going to be able to pay back this loan, whatever it is that they offer you. So
That makes sense.
okay. All right. You have any other questions?
I don't, what in the... Welcome to the Dark Podcast.
So side note, y'all, side note, this is I prepare for this because people are coming from different are in different situations. They may be at work, they may be home with their children, they may be driving. I don't talk to people when they're driving because you can get distracted. So that's all.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm good. I'm ready to go forward.
Okay. So the next step, I'm going to connect you. I'm going to send my lender partner your contact information, your name, email, and phone number. They're going to call you and tell you the next steps. I'll also send you their contact information. And then once you talk to them, then, you can get the ball rolling. Typically, once you get everything submitted, you can have your pre-approval. If you submit everything same day, most of my lender partners can have your pre-approval within 48 hours if you submit everything on time and everything checks out. And then once we get the pre-approval letter, we get that sent, and then we can go a little bit deeper into what exactly it is you're looking for, because I don't want us to search prematurely. So once we get that, then that's our green light. That's our ticket to go and start shopping.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Now let's say, for instance, I go to this lender. We go through all the paperwork, and it comes back. Like, it gets back to you. I get the pre-approval letter, but turns out that I make less than what I said I made.
Okay.
And my credit score is lower than I said it was. But it was still enough for me to do something, right?
Okay.
Say, for instance, it came back that I was only approved for $150,000.
Okay.
But I still wanted to stay in the area that I'm at. However, the area that I'm at does not accommodate $150,000.
Okay.
All right, I'm coming back to you. You have this paperwork. This is our next meeting.
Okay, so we have to have a reality check then. Okay, so the lender says to keep you in a comfortable position financially, and to keep you from being stressed out, and to make sure they can guarantee the loan, you're at 150. So you have a couple options. You can either increase your income, or you can change the area that you want to live in. So which one of those do you think is going to be a better option for you?
Are there any areas like close here? Because I'm not due for another raise for like another 2 years. I kind of want to go ahead and move. So, because I don't really want to leave this area, but are there like a diamond in the rough maybe, or just something real close potentially?
So with what you're approved for in the area that you want, you can, like I said, you can change what you're looking for. Now you're wanting a 3-bedroom. Maybe we can look at a 2-bedroom instead. And that may help you help you to stay in the area that you want to be in. That's an option.
Okay. I guess I can. But I still need at least 2 bathrooms.
Okay.
Can I do it? I want to stay in the area. If I have to sacrifice a bedroom, because I wanted one for me, one for my son, and a guest bedroom. That sucks. I mean, I guess I can do a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom, but we really do need 2 bathrooms.
Okay. And
is that possible?
That is possible. And here's the thing. I know this is your first time purchasing a home, but guess what? It does not have to be your dream home. You're taking the first step. The first step is going through the process and buying that first piece of real estate. And you can stay in this property 2 years, 3 years. Your son to be a little bit older, and then once you stay there 2 years, 3 years, then you can put. You just said you're probably going to get a raise. The house you will have, you can potentially use that property as a rental property and use that income to purchase a property that actually meets all of your needs, or what we would consider as your dream home. So don't see it as you have to stay in this property forever, because you don't. But
So
I
I'm
was
not stuck with it after I buy it, because like I thought
thinking,
that like if you want to sell your house or something, you have to wait until you pay the mortgage off. But aren't the mortgages like 20 and 30 years?
so the typical mortgage, or the average mortgage, the mortgage type that most people have, is a 30-year mortgage. And no, you do not have to stay in that house for 30 years if you don't want to. Most people stay in their homes. The average is between 7 and 10 years that people stay in their homes before they sell and get something else.
How do you
So
sell it if you don't fully pay it off?
you don't have to fully pay it off, because what happens is, let's go back to your example. Let's go back to your budget. So your budget, let's say you buy this house for $150,000, right? And you stay in it for 3 years. And let's say in 3 years, the value of the homes in that area, they've gone up to $165,000. You don't owe $150,000 on this loan anymore. It's a little bit less. It's not going to be significantly less, but it's a little bit less. So that means you can, if you want to sell the property, you can sell it for 165 if that's what the market supports. And then when you sell it for that, a portion of that is going to pay off the amount that you owe, and then whatever's left over, then that's the amount that you would have. So let's just say it's $10,000 that you, after everything is paid off, you walk away with $10,000 profit.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well then,
that,
yeah, that makes more sense then.
yeah, so you can take that $10,000 profit and go buy your next property. Or another option is, in 3 years, if you don't want to sell the property, you do not have to sell the property. What you could do is rent this first house, rent it out. And there's a loan type that allows you to use the rent amount. Let's say you're going to you can rent that house out for $2,000 a month. Well, you can use a portion of that $2,000 income and add it to the income that you actually make from your job, and that will help you qualify for a
More.
larger mortgage. Yes.
Oh, see, okay.
Yep.
Well, thank you for telling me that. That's actually very, very helpful. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and I don't want to say settle because that sounds bad, but I'll go ahead and do
Make a move.
yeah.
Okay.
Because I know I don't want to be in this apartment anymore. So
Okay. So with your budget, we're going to find something that still meets your needs and keeps you on budget, because what I don't want you to be is house poor. I don't want you to be stressed out about how you're going to pay your mortgage, and I don't want you to not have enough money to take care of the little baby. So, yep.
well, thank you.
Okay. Well, I will get to work in finding something that meets your needs, and then we can go from there.
Cool. Thank you so much. I'll be waiting to hear from you.
Okay. And scene.
You told me to do that last time.
Huh?
You told me to do that last time.
Oh, scene. Yeah. Okay. So I like that that you asked about staying. Do you have to pay? Because I've never had anybody ask that question before. Do you have to pay it off before you sell it? So
I only asked that question because that was a genuine question for me. Well, before we bought this house, because I was like, how does that work? And so I researched it myself to be like, how do you sell all this? So I knew the answer, but I was
Yeah.
like, I wonder if anybody else is like me thinking about that, because it was a question that I had
Yeah.
before we bought our house.
Yeah, but I've never had anybody ask that, so that's good. And then just like you said, when I tell people, so sometimes when I talk to people and they like you want to be in a certain area, but your budget doesn't support that with the options. So I've had people, and I have one very interesting story. I think we talked about it before. Um, she wanted something that was way above her budget, and she didn't want to negotiate. She didn't want to budge on that, so she opted to continue to rent. And it's been 5 years now, and she's
Oh
still
yeah, we did mention that.
so, and she, and if she would have been a little bit more flexible, she would be in the home that she originally wanted. It just would have took her, um, it just wouldn't have been her first home. It could have been her second home. So, I just want to encourage anyone, if you have a situation like that, you have in mind that you want to be in a certain area, but your income doesn't support it, or it's going to take you a little bit more time to get in the area you want, but you can purchase something. I will always encourage someone to purchase something, right? Because
Right.
what it does, it builds that muscle. Because if you've been renting for however long you've been renting, however long, and then you're used to when things fall apart, if something breaks, if something leaks, you call your landlord. But when you move into home ownership, if something leaks, something breaks, you are the one that has to um, remediate that. You're the one who has to fix it. So if you're in a situation where you want to purchase a home, but it's not the home that you want, get into what you can afford in your budget. Stay there 2 years, 3 years. It will get you in the mindset of being an owner, right? Get you in the mindset of being an owner, prepare you of how it feels to have a leaky faucet, or to have a
A
AC,
broken sink.
a broken sink, a faucet that doesn't work, or shingles off the roof coming apart, or some in whatever the situation is, that you have to actually call somebody else to get it done. Well, you have to pay somebody to get it done instead of you calling the landlord to get it done. Because here's the reality, and the switch I want to put in people's brains who say, well, I'll continue renting because I'm not responsible for the maintenance of the property or when the sink breaks. But guess what? You are. If your rent is $2,000, please understand that when that leaky sink breaks, if the sink breaks, you have a leak or something, you're paying for it in that $2,000 mortgage. The landlord is taking a portion of that for repairs. So you are paying for the repairs. You're just
They're
not.
doing the hard work for it.
Yeah,
All the calling and the planning and
absolutely.
all that stuff.
But you're
Yeah.
still paying for it. You're still paying for it. And I know this because I'm a property manager. I manage other people's properties, and I see it.
Yeah.
So if a tenant calls me and says, or sends the maintenance request, like I had one a couple of weeks ago. There was a leak in the kitchen. Their rent, it come that fee that had that the fee that I had to send to the service provider to patch that roof, and I think it was $375, because it actual a tree branch pierced
Ooh.
the roof. It pierced the roof. It went through the attic, so it didn't. But because
It
it
was
had,
enough.
yeah, but
Yeah.
because it had rained, it caused the leak, because there was a big gaping hole, and there's no way the tenant could have seen it because of the way the roof is. Like, nobody's walking on top of roofs, right? But that
Just
370,
casually. Yeah.
yeah, so that 375 that I had to send to that service provider on behalf of the property owner, the tenant paid for that. It came out of their rent, right? Like, they didn't pay it directly, like
But
that.
they
The
still
tenant,
covered it.
it still comes out of their rent. So you're still paying for it. You're still paying for maintenance when you're renting. So don't so kind of switch that in your mind that, oh, I don't want to be responsible for maintenance, but you're still paying for it if you're renting. And I get it. Not everybody is in a position to own right away. And I still want to challenge that because I do know, let me take a step back. I do know that there is an affordability issue in this country,
Refer
not
to our previous episode.
right, not just in Memphis, but nationwide. There's an affordability issue. There's a segment of our population that no matter how many properties are available, no matter how many down payment assistance programs there are available, there is still a segment of the population that cannot afford to buy a home because the what their wages have not kept up with the cost of living, right? So I absolutely understand that is a real problem. I
Yeah,
do
it
want
really
to
is.
want to challenge it though, because there are ways that you can still get into home ownership if that is your goal. You can. I've seen people buy property with friends. I've seen friends do it. I've seen siblings purchase properties together. So
It takes a lot of discipline.
it does, and you have to have a good relationship with the person that you're buying this property with. So,
Yeah, because
but if you
prices
see
have
it,
definitely gone up.
they
It's not
have
like that I
the
sent her
thousand
a
dollar,
picture the other day,
thousand
and the
dollar.
whole video was about like how much times have changed or whatever. It's like, oh, work harder, you could afford it. And someone in the comments said, "My mom just said $1,000 is enough for a down payment," and I'm like, "Where?
On a
How
she shed, on a she shed, 1,000. You can put
a
a thousand
$1,000 is a down enough for right?
a down payment on a she shed.
That's not
That's
even enough for your earnest money
it's not
deposit."
depending on no, that's not. So
No.
So I don't want to be discouraging to anybody. If anything, I want people to be hopeful that that homeownership is possible.
Right.
Your, like we said before, your first home does not have to be your dream home. It does not. I would rather someone buy the $80,000 starter house or the $125,000 townhouse or condo, then I would rather they do that than to continue to rent a $2,000 apartment. I would rather you do that, or a $2,000 house, right? I would rather you do that. Um, but again, I understand that there is a lot of misinformation, a lack of information, and so that's why we do what we do. Oh,
Yeah, because
one
I was about to say that like with anything we talk about, we're not oblivious or ignoring the fact that there are people who are financially struggling in any way, shape, form, or fashion. We've been there, so we get it. So when we're saying things, we are very aware of the fact that there is sometimes an affordability issue. It's not, oh, you can just get this if you stop buying that coffee,
baby
you'll have
coffee.
$10,000. We're not. We know that's not the case.
That's
There
$10.
are a lot
You
of things at play.
right.
There's a lot of things at play.
Like that saving, not buying a $10 coffee every day will help you save,
Yeah, but it's
but
it,
that's not the biggest portion of it. It's not.
right now, and like you said, a lot of it is education
It
because
is.
we're not. First off, we're not taught a lot of these things in school. And
Mhm.
then afterwards, it's like kind of hard to figure out, even though we have all the information we can at the tips of our fingers, sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out where to go to get said information.
And
And
how
then
it
people
applies.
just opt out of just not doing it because they're comfortable where they are.
Or
Comfortable.
but it's decision fatigue. It's decision
Yeah,
because when people have too many options or there's so much information, it's information overload and decision fatigue.
that's
So
literally me on a daily basis. If I have too many decisions or I have too much, I get overwhelmed and I'm just like, I'm not going to do anything. I'm
yeah,
just not. And that's kind of what it is. It's a lot.
yeah,
So
that's the
we
human
do
mind.
this to try and make it plain, but we're also
Mhm.
very aware of the fact that some people just might not be in the position right now. But we can
Yeah.
give you the information to either A, help you get into the position, or B, you'll have the information once you get there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was one of my colleagues, she sent me a video of a young man. I say a young man, he's probably in his 20s. He's renting. He's paying $15,000 a month.
15,000 or 1,500?
15,000, renting this 4,000 square foot apartment house. $15,000. I said, oh my gosh, why is he paying $15,000 renting something?
Where does he work?
And I have no idea. It was actually two guys, so I don't know if they're splitting the cost, but
that's what, $7,500 a month.
But still, so 15,000. So I have no idea. But the thing, as I listened to it, he was young, 25 or younger, maybe. He may have been a little bit older, right? I'm just guessing based on this. But something that I heard him saying as he was talking about this apartment, he was like, "Oh, I wanted to feel like a play area," and that just those words, just made my antenna stand up, because that made me realize that there is a level of immaturity when it comes to finances that he has.
Yeah.
And I'm not faulting him. I just know that when we talk about, just like you said, when we talk about the misinformation, the lack of information, people not knowing, like I just can't see that being a wise decision to pay 15.
I mean, if somebody got that ball out mentality, I get it.
Yeah, I just that.
But if you got that ball out mentality but don't have ball out money, you not gonna be able to get what you want.
No, you can't. You can't. So I just like Ariyan said, and we're gonna wrap it up. But I just want we just want to make sure that we are providing information that you can actually use, while at the same time being mindful that not everyone is in position today. But just because you're not in position today to move forward doesn't mean that you won't be.
Yeah. So. Information, because it sounds so crazy, but I can use this analogy. We'll always say that, like, back in school, we didn't need this information, but here we are 15, 20 years later needing some of this information. It's the same thing. Even though you're not in a position right now, you can still use a lot of this information later.
Yeah. So that's all I got.
That's all.
That's all you got too?
Yeah, because I got to do his bedtime routine because he's getting antsy.
Okay, well, we got to put my poodle baby to bed. Thank
y'all so much for tuning in to the chaos.
It's chaotic real life podcast. It's the real life podcast. I think I'm gonna do a theme song. The real life podcast.
That's not gonna be it, but yeah.
The real life podcast.
Anyways,
y'all have a phenomenal week.
Thank y'all so much.
Thank y'all for tuning in. We'll see y'all next time.
Leave us some comments. We'll talk to y'all next week.
Bye, Poo Boots. Bye, Pootie. Bye.
All right, y'all. Thank y'all so much for bearing with us today as we went through a very chaotic episode. But now you get a bit of an idea of what a consultation or first meeting looks like when it comes to starting your real estate journey, whether that's buying or selling real estate. But in this case, it was buying real estate. Of course, if you have any questions, you can put it down in the comments, or you can reach out to us. As always, you can reach out to my mom, all things real estate, at the Shanita Johnson on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Or you can send her an email with the subject of her life to Shanita@ShanitaJohnson.com. That is SHANITA. You can reach out to me for all things life insurance on Instagram or ari.j.john, on TikTok, ari.j.john, and then on YouTube, Future Planning with Ari, or you can send me an email to ariyanjjohnson@gmail.com with the subject of real life. That is ARIYANJjohnson@gmail.com. We will see you guys next week. Thank you.